Welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. Before we go on, I've got some fantastic guests for you tonight, but before we get to them, we all know that times are hard, and they are especially hard on the new James Bond. Have you heard about it? They've had to film some of the beach scenes on the latest Bond movie in Bognor Regis. Good old Bognor by the sea. How is that going to work? You just made the scene. What's that cue? I think it's for the Dodgems, James. Think about it. It's a cue. You did, you just didn't like it. OK, that's fine. That's fine. I love Daniel Craig. Don't you love Daniel Craig as Bond? And everyone remembers that classic scene of him coming out the sea in his trunks. That was in Barbados. How will that work in Bognor? Actually, it does still work, doesn't it? Yes, coming soon. Bognor pussy. Well, that sounds horrible, actually. I'm excited. Do I look excited to you? Yes! Inside, I'm very excited because there's a new £20 million ride about to be opened at Thorpe Park. OK? I love a theme park ride. It's called The Swarm. Look at that. It's got like, and it's kind of like a sort of post-apocalypse type thing. There's all kind of wreckage around it, and you go around, there's twists and turns. It reaches speeds of up to 100 miles an hour. OK? There's just one problem. They've been carrying out some final dummy test runs on it. Have a look at this picture, see if you can spot what the problem is after the ride finish. You see all the things, and if we go in close... It's, not so much a white-knuckle ride, more a no-knuckle ride. It's the first roller coaster that you have to be this height to go on it and only this wide. And genuinely, they've asked me, because I was talking about this, they've asked me if I would like to be one of the first people to ride on it. And I have said yes, because I'm not scared. I've booked my ticket. I'm going to be right in the front row, right in the middle, with the kids on either side. It's going to be fantastic. We all enjoy listening to music, don't we? Do you like listening to music? Yeah. Some of us enjoy it more than others. In fact, some of us never wanted to stop. Check out this big-time guitar fan. He loves it. I'm with the dog. I like it as well. Let's hear a bit more of that. Let's see who's on the show tonight, shall we? My first guest is Hollywood's finest, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Mr. Denzel Washington. There he is. Morning. Great to see you, Denzel. Denzel Washington is right here. Did you like the music? You like that? Do you want to hear a bit more of that music? Yeah. Denzel Washington, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. OK, my next guest is one of Britain's finest actresses. The brilliantly talented, the divinely beautiful Keira Knightley. There she is. How lovely to see Keira. Keira is very down-to-earth, ladies and gentlemen. She still travels by tube.
Yeah.
She smokes roll-ups.
Occasionally.
She supports West Ham.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably why you're mistaken for Ray Winston so often.
It is. It always happens.
Keira Knightley, ladies and gentlemen. She's here. She's gorgeous. And next up, I'm thrilled, is our only homegrown hard man and one of the finest actors you'll ever see, Mr. Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, right there. Solid as a rock. The exciting thing, if you're a fan of Tom, is that Tom will be starring as the evil villain Bane in the much-anticipated new Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises. It's out this summer, is that right, Tom?
Yeah.
I think it's out this summer. Can't wait for that. You know, I've never had the call, and I would make a great Batman villain. The Riddler. I'm up all night. Let's have some more of that music, shall we? Tom Hardy, ladies and gentlemen. He loves the music too. He doesn't. All right. Oh, and that's not all. We also have some fabulous music for you this evening from the wonderful, the fantastic, the legendary Dionne Warwick. Now, you know, Dionne famously sang, she had a hit with Do You Know the Way to San Jose? Of course, in these days of sat-nav, we wouldn't have that problem.
Do you know the way to San Jose?
After 300 meters, you have reached your destination.
No, there's not as good a song, really, as the original. It's a much shorter song. Just get there. Don't have to keep asking people. That's the show. Let's get my first guest out. He is a double Oscar winner and simply one of the finest actors on the planet. Please welcome Denzel Washington. Mr. Denzel Washington. Looking good. That's it, give it a hoik up.
Yes, it.
Get him sorted out, put him in the right place.
That's right. That's correct.
You don't want to sit down on one of them. At our age, they do go straight, don't they?
Oh, no.
Do they wander yours? Mine wander. Do what I do.
Tuck them in me socks.
Tuck them in your socks. There you go. That's what I do. You don't have that problem. But you know what? For your age, you look incredible.
Thank you.
I mean, no, I wasn't being funny. Because, can I say how old you are?
57.
63, I heard.
89.
57.
57.
And still at the very top in Hollywood.
Thank you.
What? An incredible career. How do you stay on top like that? How do you keep your career at the top of that? And how do you keep engaged with it and keep interested?
Well, I keep fit by boxing. I've been boxing for 20 years. So...
Was that so? Before you did the Hurricane, even you were boxing?
Yeah, I've been boxing for 20 years. Don't get hit in the head anymore, though.
No. You have people paid not to hit you in the head.
Huh?
Well, you block them or you?
Huh?
You got me. But you do quite a lot of your own stunts as well, don't you? You still do that?
Pretty much all of them, yeah.
So in Unstoppable, which I saw, was it last year or the year before?
I was running on top of a train.
So you were actually running on top of a
going
moving
50
train?
mile an hour, yeah.
That's incredible.
That's stupid is what it is, yeah.
And are you attached to a safety harness, or you just...
They give you this little wire, but it was so loose that you could fall over the side,
Whoa.
but they said you wouldn't actually hit the ground.
So you'd be dragging along a 50 mile an hour...
Just banging along.
How reassuring that must have been for you.
That's very reassuring.
Do you seek that kind of thing out, though? Is that part of the attraction when you're doing a film like that? Do you like those challenges?
No. No, not at all, not at all.
So why do them? Because you don't have to do it, do you?
Well, yeah, your ego. You know, everybody's standing there watching. You gotta, you know, especially like when the script girl gets up there, you know, you gotta.
So she's doing it?
Yeah, she's doing it. You gotta get up.
And is there a kind of element where, when you're working with the younger actors, like in your new movie, you got Ryan Reynolds, who is, you know, a solid hunk of manhood as well.
Yes, he is. Yes,
you know he can do that stuff. Do you want to still show you've got the chops that you can keep up?
I don't want to, but I have to. In fact, in the movie, he has a really violent fight, an amazing fight. He gave me a black eye as well.
As like a leaving gift?
No, what happens is there's a scene, what they have is these, what they call ghost stunt cars, which is like the car, the actual driver of the car is on the roof.
Oh, so when you're doing the crazy
So
driving...
when you're doing the crazy stuff, I mean, we're going 100, 120 kilometers an hour, flying around and all this. So I had, what do you call it, handcuffs on, and I'm supposed to come up behind him and try to choke him with the handcuffs. But the driver's on the roof, and we're flying all around.
Wow.
So I reached up to put the handcuffs, and he whipped back at the same time. Ooh. Banged me in the eye.
Whoa, proper black eye.
Huge.
And so do you carry on through that? You try and carry on the shot, or do you have to stop?
Oh, no, I fainted and, you know, cried like a girl.
But you've got to have a lot of trust in him, as well as what you're doing. I
The
mean,
driver?
Yeah.
The man on the top?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sometimes we were on, like, 2 wheels.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
I didn't realise it was as dangerous as that. I thought maybe it was in a studio with green screens or that. I mean, it didn't feel that way, but...
real thing.
It's called Safe House. It's out 24th of February, and it's a good CIA kind of plot and a story going on as well. And you are essentially, it's a bit more complicated than that, but you're sort of the bad guy.
I am a sociopath. I am a manipulating, murdering, cheating, traitor, just like myself, pretty much.
But there's kind of a reason for that, and he's not out and out just nuts.
No, he's a sick man. He's
Okay,
a sick man.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
I kind of liked him. Maybe that shows me in a bad light. I want to talk to you about some of the other films, obviously, and a little bit about your family life, because I want to ask you about a dinner party you had recently, in which, if I'm right in what I read, you had along as guest Nelson Mandela was there?
Mr. Mandela, years ago when we met, he said, you know, that when he comes to the States, he would come to our house and he wanted my wife to cook dinner for him.
And this was because he admired your work, he'd seen some of your films?
I think he liked my wife. Is what it was. So, no, we had, you know, amazing guests, Oprah Winfrey, this one, that, you know, I mean, a lot of important people. And the neighborhood I live in is like a gated community. Sylvester Stallone just happens to live in the neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah.
So they had security and helicopters flying around, people talking in their ears and stuff. And a guy came in and said, you know, sir, Mr. Stallone keeps walking back and forth in front of the house, like trying to hop over the fence, looking like, you know, trying to...
Hey, what's going on here?
Joe Nelson!
So you being a generous guy, you said, come on in.
I said, nah, make him wait. No, no. No, I let him come in the corner.
But are you interested in politics yourself? Because you engage very much with life, and I know you're obviously a smart man, and you're obviously a caring man, and you're friends with President Obama, I believe?
Yes. Well, not friends, but I mean, you know.
Well, how close to being friends? What is the relationship?
Well, you know, he wanted to come over. I said, no,
Busy.
Oh, I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, yeah.
My passport will be worthless now.
It's okay. This is a better country.
It's a better country.
But would you be interested? Has anyone ever asked you? Have they asked you to get involved in politics? Have you put your name down in that kind of?
You know, I vote. You know, I pay taxes, but no, I'm too smart to get in politics.
Just because of the backbiting and the.
I wouldn't. It doesn't pay enough, first of all.
Okay, let's go back to Safe House.
Yes.
This is the movie, and you're co-starring with Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Very talented young actor. And he has been fulsome in his praise of you. Have you read the things he said about you?
No.
He said working with Denzel was a sort of a lifetime dream, and he said you're just about the best actor going. And the problem that brought for him working with you was that sometimes when he was in a scene, he would forget to act, and he would sit there and be watching you acting.
Oh, is that what it was?
He would.
I just thought he was terrible. No, I'm kidding. No, he's a great young actor and very talented, and you know. Yeah.
But there must be. Are you aware of that now? That because you've got that body of work and you've had that much respect, the young actors when they come in, they must, you know, they must be.
You know,
nervous.
I've been in those shoes. I remember I did a movie years ago called Crimson Tide, and I was working with Gene Hackman, and it was the same kind of thing. We're doing a scene, and after a while, I was just like, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Just watching him and...
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, Gene Hackman.
And so do you go out your way to put the guys at ease? Have you got little things you do, or do you enjoy watching them suffer a bit?
No, well, in this role, again, like I said, I was playing a sociopath, so I was just very, very concentrated, and I wouldn't even speak to him. You know, just anything I could do to manipulate him, to intimidate him.
Keep him off balance.
Keep him off balance. Yeah, I wasn't there to teach him. I was there to kill him.
Let me ask you, once again, there's some, when you meet the big stars, often their names are bandied around with other projects and you might not even know about them, but there's been talk about maybe making a film about Aretha Franklin's life. And she said that she would, if it were to happen, she would like you to play her father.
Her father?
Yeah, apparently. Well, I hate to break it to you that way, but that's the sort of parts you're going to be...
Father?
Is that true? You're 57, dude. Well, you're not going to...
I mean, you mean when she's like 9 or something?
No, now.
Now?
Yeah, no.
Her father now. Oh, Aretha. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, Aretha.
So you haven't been approached? This isn't happening?
You know what? Actually, I was doing a play on Broadway in 2010, and she came to the show, and she did mention that they were going to make a movie about her life, and somehow out of that, she said that I agreed to be in it. But
you're not going to... You can't say no to Aretha if Aretha comes to see you backstage. You can? You do?
Not to play a father. I'm too young.
What? You're 57, dude. Stop dreaming.
Wow. How old is Aretha?
No, not now. Not her mum now, but when she was a little girl, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm imagining it's a big part of her life. I imagine her dad was important to her. And
I guess.
So you would not?
Well,
But this isn't legally binding. You can say...
I can say... You can't say no to Aretha.
They're not going to hold this clip up in court when you don't turn up for the first day's work.
Yeah.